Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello YouTube and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to give my thoughts on Jordan's most recent interview on NBA on NBC. So first, let's take a listen to the video. It's just shy of 5 minutes, so I want to let it go ahead and play through. It's just the audio. I tried to do this with the video and it immediately got flagged, so hopefully it'll be okay with the audio. But let's check that out and I'll be right back.
Your love of the game is still there. I can feel it from you, right? How did that love of the game fuel your career?
It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, you know, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where
you had a clause in your contract.
Love of the game contract, right, that if I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me. As opposed to now where you don't have it, players probably don't play. Now they get individual attention with their trainer.
Sure.
You know, ready to go out and shoot 100 shots or 1,000 shots. I found it to my benefit was go play basketball, man. That's what you did. That's what you grew up doing. Larry Bird took a whole summer to work on his left hand.
Right.
He did it by playing basketball.
So it's May. My season's been over. I'm a third-year guy in the league. I call you. Michael, what do I do from now until the season starts to get better? What are the things you tell me that are important?
First of all, is your passion. You know, there's something about your passion or wanting to get better that drives that energy. I mean, when I say passion, that means if I have a love for ice cream, I mean real deep love for ice cream, I'm gonna do everything I can to go find ice cream.
Right.
Or find that flavor of ice cream.
What flavor, by the way?
Butter pecan for me.
Okay, good.
Just so you know.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of, you know, if basketball was that type of love for me, you know, I had to find a way to make sure I was the best basketball player I could be. You know, and I had a conversation this summer with a high executive at Minnesota, and he was talking about Anthony Edwards.
Yep, Ant-Man.
I heard during the course of the year that, you know, they were double teaming me. You know, he didn't know how to deal with the double team. Well, that's the highest respect that you can ever get if a team feels like they got to double team you. Now, how do you figure out a way to break that double team? Move without the ball, move into the post, get in scoring position so that the double team, you can act before the double, all those simple things. So, yeah, those are the types of conversations I try to have when players seek that information.
Do you see the players of today's basketball with that mindset to achieve greatness?
It's hard to be hungry when you have. Simple as that. I mean, if you don't have, you are willing to do whatever you have. So my mental approach was go in, do my job, be the best basketball player I can be, and all the chips and everything outside of that, I had people that was handling that, you know. But basketball court, I'm handling it, right? And now it's like, it's a prerequisite. You know, everybody has to have a logo. Everybody has to have a...
You know why, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm part of the reason why everybody tries to get a logo, but...
Brand, right?
A brand.
Right, brand Jordan.
But the thing is that brand established based on what I did on the basketball court. You know, I didn't put the brand before I put the work. Mm-hmm. You know, right. I put the work first, and then the brand evolved based on the work.
Right.
A lot of times it's different. You see it in every sport, not just basketball, football, baseball. Everybody's walking around with a logo and their hat, and I get it. But whatever I did here is never going to affect what I do on the basketball court.
But do you think that's harder now for guys? There's social media and all this stuff, so they got to cut through the clutter here a bit, right?
Yeah, that's true. I like to think that if I was playing today,
right,
I like to think that no matter what, my game is going to validate whatever I try to participate in away from the game. It's really tough for the kids today, and most of them do a great job of navigating what you are talking about. That's, as long as you understand that this is always going to be what you're remembered for. Basketball and your love for basketball should always be pure. We would play this game, I've always said this, we would play this game for free. We did. And now we just so happen to get paid for it. Generationally, I like to think that most of the time that people will remember Michael Jordan based on what he did on the basketball court and not always the commercials that he did.
All right, so that's the end of the clip. It was a little bit long, but he just talks about so many valid points in this 4-minute and 30-second clip. Things that I've addressed on this channel, things that Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, all of these other channels that hopefully we all like and watch talk about. The for the love of the game clause. I know I've mentioned that on this channel before because it's something that doesn't exist anymore. Basically refusing to give up your ability to play the game that you love. That's just something that I don't think exists anymore because I don't think that love for the game is there anymore. But also when he was talking about that's just how you got better, is playing the game. When he mentioned, Larry Bird taking an entire summer to work on his left hand. And how did he do it? By playing basketball. That's how you improve. Just repetition after repetition after repetition. And not in a controlled environment. In-game experience is the best experience that you can get. Especially when trying to develop a new skill. Just taking, empty shots or shots on an empty court doesn't do it. You have to do it in that game specific scenario. That's where you improve. That's where you master that skill against opposition. And it was really touching base on just the passion for the game. And I just don't see that passion anymore. I mean, I really wish that I could show the video for this video because you can see even at 62 years old, he still loves the game. If his body was able, he would still be playing and still destroying because he has it within him. He's just too old and he can't. But you can tell just by the look in his face. I mean, you can tell in his words as well that he just loves the game and has such a tremendous amount of passion for it. And I don't see that anywhere. When he was talking about Anthony Edwards complaining about being double teamed, it's the ultimate compliment to be double teamed. And then you're going to whine about it. I remember Jordan specifically said once that if they stopped double teaming him, he'd stop playing the game because he would realize he doesn't have it anymore. That's just an entirely different perspective of the exact same event. Jordan looked at it as when they stop double teaming me, it means I'm done. It means I no longer have it. Anthony Edwards, they're double teaming me. It's not fair. That just explains the difference between old NBA and modern NBA right there. One embraces the adversity, wants to overcome the opposition. The other pisses and moans about it and complains. It's just an entirely different mindset. And that makes a big difference. The lack of passion affects my passion. I still love the game, but when I watch people that quite frankly don't seem to care, that will take any opportunity to not play. Oh, I have a sore finger. Oh, I hurt my ankle. Oh, I don't know, whatever other bullshit excuses that they come up with to not play. It doesn't make any sense. I hope everyone sees these clips of Jordan, whether it be here or whether it be somewhere else. I hope they watch and I hope that they listen. Not hear, but listen. Because he's saying a lot. And what he's saying has meaning. It's not just frivolous words. It's not just words for the sake of clicks or for his brand. He doesn't need to do any of this shit. He's a billionaire. He could walk away from everybody for everything. And in fact, he pretty much has for 20 some odd years. With the exception of like his interview on Oprah and maybe a few odds and ends interviews, he's basically just been a ghost. He doesn't need to be here. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need to be saying these things. But he's saying them because they matter. And me saying it, who gives a shit? I haven't done anything for basketball. I haven't done anything in my life that would be noteworthy to anybody else for them to listen. But when the greatest of all time says it, hopefully people are paying attention. Hopefully they understand the wisdom that he's sharing. Hopefully players will listen and think, man, he's right. I need to change the way that I play the game. Not everyone is like Jordan. Some people are like Pippen and have to be pushed, have to be dragged because they don't have it within them to do it themselves. They need somebody else to help them do it, to inspire them to do it. And that's fine. But I hope people listen. I hope people get inspired. I hope players get inspired. And I hope that him coming back, even though it's in what is probably one really long interview cut up into 5-minute snippets, is enough. I hope that after this interview has run out of snippets, that he'll do a live interview, that he'll do commentary on a game. I want and need more, because his 3 to 5 minute snippets are the most I've watched, or the most interested I've been in basketball in quite some time. I try to watch the games. I genuinely do. I just end up turning it off. But I hope people are as inspired by this as I am. I hope they're encouraged by these snippets as I am. Hopefully it will initiate change. That's all that we can hope for, is that people will listen, people will pay attention, and people will change. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If you made it to the end, I certainly appreciate it. As always, I want to give a shout out to the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Scap Attack, Beam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Row, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' perspectives, your takes, and your humor. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.